Leadership Brilliance, often we get this topic of we're so busy all the time fighting fires. And we talk about in Leadership Brilliance the ability to be a great fire mitigator as opposed to just fighting fires all the time. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between firefighting and fire mitigation, and why does that matter to leadership?
Yeah, I think there's kind of this collective consciousness of like being really good at firefighting. I'm in my job, and when it gets really hard and I'm in the weeds, I can dig deep and I can fight these fires, I can get stuff done. And I don't want to minimize that. I think that's a good skill and people are stepping up to make sure things happen. But I'd also going to flip this around a little bit. What is our role sometimes in this? And as somebody that coaches leaders, sometimes what I like to tell people is, can you start to slow down in order to go fast later? And I think that's the difference between fire mitigation and firefighting. Fire mitigation is that extra intentionality, slowing down. What can I do right now in the moment to make sure the future has less risk, less need for firefighting? So that's kind of like the concept that I like to play around with, is like, what can we do ahead of time? But I know you have kind of your thoughts on fire mitigation as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hear the word busy. I'm so busy, or managers talk about I'm so busy all the time, and their calendars are just totally blocked, and they can't find enough time to get ahead of an issue or a problem or a process that's creating the busy work for them and for their team. And so I think what I heard from you is that intentionality, that slowing down to speed up. What's creating the fires in the first place, and how do we get ahead of it in a way that solves that for the long-term greater good of the team and for the individual?
I think that's part of that mindfulness, and part of what we talk about in Leadership Brilliance in our conferences is like, as you're leading your team, as you're leading yourself, how can you get better at fire mitigation? Knowing that fire season might be coming, right? It's about to get really busy, and knowing that that alert is flashing on your screen. What can I do now? What can I get my team to do to get ahead of it is a great way to lead in. It's certainly a big concept that we talk a lot about at the conference. I really hope you enjoyed our discussion and that content. If you did and you'd like to learn more, I invite you to check out leadershipbrilliance.com, come to one of our conferences, or reach out and let's get into a conversation about how we might be able to bring this content into your organization or your next event. Thanks.